This strawberry chocolate cake is pretty cute already and so soft to squish, but the paint job isn't the best and 2 tiers isn't enough. So we're going to be making it bigger and better. And in come these guys. I'm going to start by cutting off this weird looking chocolate strawberry on top here and all the strawberries around the side, but I will keep these for later. Now it's time to dissect the cake so we can rebuild. I'm just cutting the 2 tiers apart because I want to put a 3rd tier in the middle. And then cutting off the sprinkles this cake had on it. I do like the sprinkle concept, but the paint job on them was pretty terrible. Half the paint isn't even on the sprinkles. I'm also attempting to smooth out all the areas I cut. I'm still pretty terrible at this part, but you know, I'm improving slowly. For our middle cake tier, I'm going to use the top half of our deformed deer cake squishy. Should have probably used the bottom half, but oh well, too late now. So I'm just cutting this in half as even as I can. And I want all the cake layers to match, so I'm going to trim off this little icing edge and all these little flower things as well. Now putting my 3-layered cake together, I still think it's not extravagant enough for my birthday cake. So I'm whipping out this ice cream squishy I have and figuring out how to make it sit on top of the cake. Honestly, if this were my real cake, there'd be no ice cream. I'm lactose intolerant and ice cream is not a good time for me. Anyway, I did want to try and make 2 scoops work somehow, but it just kind of looked unbalanced, so I ended up ditching the 2nd scoop. Before I glue this cake together, we want to grab our trusty sandpaper and give everything a quick sand, just to give the fabric paint some texture to stick to. Okay, time to glue everything together with a thin layer of fabric glue and secure it all with some rubber bands till the glue dries. Now everything is nice and secure, I'm going to add some more to our cake. I'm going to reattach some strawberries to the cake. I do love strawberries. I'm going to add a thick coat of slick fabric paint to seal in all the exposed foam and smooth everything out a bit. And then I'm going in with my matte white fabric paint that I had to cut open to get the last remaining bit of paint. And I'm basically painting everything white. It's just a lot easier to paint over white instead of the current random pink and yellow situation. Okay, now onto our cake's paint job. I really wanted to try something new in today's video, you know, expand my skills and such. So I'm doing a gradient color scheme and boy, did this take a long time. So I'm starting off with a pastel purple, painting the color on and then blending it down, painting then blending, painting then blending, painting then blending. And then I'm painting on the blue and painting and blending and painting and blending and painting and blending. And you get the idea. For the next layer, it doesn't have any icing already laid out, so I'm going to take my next color, pink, and map out where I want the icing to go, and then we can do some more blending. These squishies were kind of hard to film painting because I started at the bottom and worked my way up, so the bottom blocks the rest of the view on camera. My bad. Sorry guys. I know next time to work my way down instead. Okay, last layer of cake, I'm painting on the pink, blend, blend, blend. And for the very last cake color, I went with yellow. This kind of reminds me of an upside down sunset. Oh, and don't forget to blend. Now onto the cone. I didn't paint this white because I'm going to be painting it a similar cone color anyway. And you may have noticed I'm low on white paint. Next, I'm repainting the strawberries red with my dotting tool in an attempt to not get red paint everywhere like I did with the other colors. So when I was painting the seeds, I don't know why, but they just looked off to me. So I do go back and repaint them yellow later. Does it help? Not really. I think it's because they're missing their leaves that they look like alien eggs to me. Moving on to the icing, so I do really like how the white looks, so I'm keeping it as white icing but using a shiny slick paint for it instead. And I'm also adding a layer of sprinkles around the edge. Yes, I do organize my sprinkles by color. So I'm keeping with the same color scheme of pink, purple, blue, and yellow for the sprinkles, and I really like it. It was a bit tricky getting the sprinkles in the right place, but I think I got there in the end. Oh, here I am repainting the strawberries. They still look weird. Once all the paint is dry, I'm going to take my sewing needle and poke little holes everywhere so the air can escape. And we are done. And here we have our finished cake. I do need to work on my blending, but for a first attempt, I think this turned out pretty well. And overall, I think the cake is super cute and it's still great to squish.